Right underway. Along the sides of families, ladies and gentlemen, welcome the players. We start with Jamie McAllister. Next up, say hola, Sammy Camazola. Next up, sporting some very natty headgear, give it up for Juho Makala. Next up, one of our January signings, make some noise for Lee Johnson. Next up to a guy whose comeback here at Tynecastle lasted just 23 minutes. We know what he's capable of, and we'll see it next season. Welcome home, Neil McCann! You're a guy who did it with us way back in 1990. He then went on to win loads with Rangers. How does it compare, come over here if you will, winning with Hearts?
Nothing compares to winning with Hearts, let me tell you. Magic. Magic.
And how big a nightmare have you been to live with while you've been injured?
Probably best asking the videos, but it's not been a nice time for him. Today makes up for everything.
Good, Neil, we're delighted to have you back. Neil McCann! Next up, a man who's only made a couple of appearances this season, but he's never let us down. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Banks! And a man who does his business at the other end of the park. A lot of you have taken him to your hearts. Give it up one more time for Mickey Pospisil. Who start throughout the course of the season, probably not as often as he would like to, but we know that if there's injuries in the back four, this man can step in and do a great job. Give it up for big Christoph Berra! Now to a young man in his second season, hopefully much more to come from the one, the only, Solly Michalunas! A man who I, along with thousands of others, voted as our player of the year. Quite literally one of the best defenders I've ever seen in a Hearts jersey. Give it up for Le Juge, Julien Brellier! Julian, I know you'll claim that your English isn't very good, as you always do when I stick a microphone in your face, but how have you enjoyed this season?
It's been a fantastic season, and we are very happy to win this cup for all the supporters.
The big question... The big question we all want answers, Julian. Will you come back and do it again next season?
I hope so.
Excellent. Julien Brellier! And now, the starting lineup from the 2006 Tennant Scottish Cup final. The man in between the sticks who all season long has been absolutely magnificent. Not only the best goalkeeper in Scotland, arguably the best in Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, Craig Gordon! was going through your mind when the penalty kicks came around?
Just try and go the right way. Managed to keep one of them out and done enough to make another one miss.
How good did that feel?
It was magnificent. It took the boys a bit longer to reach me down in the corner flag than I thought, so I had a wee bit of time to celebrate, but it was magnificent.
And how much more special is it being a born and bred Hearts fan?
Oh, it's fantastic. You should have seen the scenes out there. There was absolutely thousands of them. And everybody's packed in here as well. It's just brilliant, great scenes.
Great to see you. Craig Gordon, ladies and gentlemen. They say cup finals are won by scoring goals, and that's very, very true. But yesterday, I think we saw a cup being won by one tackle. There's a great darts player who's simply known as Phil the Power Taylor. From here on in, I think we rename this guy Robbie the Tackle Nielsen! I spoke to you last night about this and you were very reserved and magnanimous about it, but is that the best tackle of your life?
Hopefully, I think it was probably the most important. You know, we won the trophy in the end and that was the main thing, but I think it was just in the right place at the right time.
Well, here's to many more right places at the right time. Robbie Nielsen, the tackle! Next up, one of the season newcomers, in my humble opinion, one of the best ever signings for this club, and one of the friendliest men you'll ever meet. Ladies and gentlemen, Greek international, Takis Fisas! Music on the disco, please. Takis, we found this piece of music for you. We thought you might like it. Oh, we did. Takis, you've been there, you've done it, you've won Euro 2004 with your country. How did yesterday compare?
You know, in my life, I know that nothing is going to be the same. Every year is different. For me, this is one start. Why not? I'm very happy here. I love you guys. Thank you very much. I hope next year have bigger success.
We want to have you back, ladies and gentlemen. Say Yasu Takis Fisas. Well, one man who certainly lit up the season on and off the football park. His dad's here today. I figure with the t-shirt we saw yesterday, it may well have been the last time we see him in a Hearts shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, raise the roof and for one more time, shout, Rudy! Your dad's here. We had a word with him earlier about your intentions for next year. You probably made it clear yourself. If you are going to go, what memories of Hearts are you going to take with you?
There's many things. It's amazing year for me, for my team. I want to thank you for everybody, for this dressing room, for our supporters, because it's amazing. I am very sad, but I must go. Sorry. But thank you for everything. Thank you for this day. It's amazing.
We've loved having you, ladies and gentlemen, the inimitable Rudy Scatchell. Next up, a guy who finished yesterday's match looking as physically tired as I'm sure we were all mentally. He's made a huge impression on Scottish football. Give it up for big Edgaras Jankauskas. Said to me last night, please don't interview me. So, I'm a man of my word. Edgar is great. Next up, a guy who's quite rightly received plaudits from all elements of the media. People have been saying just how fantastic he is in the season of his life. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Paul Hat-Trick Hartley. Looking a wee bit fresher, which is to be understood because you didn't spend as long on the park as these other guys yesterday. You were watching that penalty shootout on TV from the dressing room. What were you thinking?
Sorry, I did my bit in the semi-final first.
I don't think anyone in this city will ever forget that.
Yeah, I was a bit nervous watching the penalty kicks, but I'm very surprised that Robin Nielsen took a penalty. No, fantastic. That's what it's all about. Today has just been magnificent and I'm pleased for everybody.
Not half as we're pleased to have you in maroon for next season. Paul Hartley, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, a man who was 10-1 to score the first goal yesterday. He cost me a fortune at the bookies, but I still love him and I know you do too. Ladies and gentlemen, Roman Bednar! Roman, you've had a lot of success in your career. Let me ask you the same question. How did yesterday compare with those other successes?
Hey, for me, today and yesterday was the best in my life. I don't have words, you know.
And one more question. We all want answers. Are you coming back next season?
100% yes.
Excellent news. Roman Bednar! Next up, a guy who's really come onto a game in the second half of the season, ladies and gentlemen, Davidas Česnauskas! Okay, a couple more to go. A guy we waited 8 long months to see in a jersey, and boy, did he show us what we were missing. Give a huge Tynecastle welcome to Ibrahim Tal! And last but not least, a man who played his part. Some great passing, some great movement. A real classy player. He's Bruno Aguiar. Well, you were walking over here looking like you were going to speak to me. Thanks, Bruno, appreciate that. Right, folks, one player missing, we know all about that, we'll get to him shortly, but I think we should bring out our entire coaching staff as a winner. Please welcome Gordon Patterson, Penny Thompson, Norrie Gray, Tam Ritchie, Jim Stewart, Stevie Frail, and Andy Caldwell. Just a few more to go, and a couple of guys I want to bring out together. One, in fact, they've both been with us all season, but in various different roles. They played a huge part in us securing second place in the Bank of Scotland Premier League and winning that Scottish Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, coaches John McGlynn and Valdas Ivanauskas.